Hi there, North Avenue Irregulars. I have some new comic reviews, and as usual, they're brought to you by my own comic, the one I self-published, Red Knight. The first story arc is out, and it is available. Check out the information at the bottom of the video if you're curious. Only costs $3 for the comic, $2 for shipping, $3 for international. And all you have to do is go on PayPal. And if you don't like PayPal, there's a box. There's a P.O. box where you can order it. Now, let's get to some comic reviews. I only have two right now, and they are quite good, actually. The first one is Daredevil. This one is Daredevil number 10, and it's by Mark Waid, and which is the artist on this one? Pablo Rivera. Now, this is the second part of, I'm not sure what the storyline was called, Underground or perhaps, but make a long story short, the Mole Man was trying to find a woman he had dearly loved who had recently passed away, but he only knew which cemetery she was in, not which casket. So he had his mole people, like, bring down all the caskets, and they brought them forth to him, and he had, like, pretty much broken everyone open and trying to find, and it's always the last coffin you're looking for. It never fails. So one of the things was, one of these caskets had Matt Murdock's father placed in there. Now, of course, Foggy had given him a call because everyone was gathered at the cemetery, all freaked out that you know, their dearly departed loved ones were turned up missing. So, of course, he takes it upon himself to go after the mole people to find his father. And holy crap! First off, what an amazing cliffhanger we had, where he was tossed into a pit where there was a big monster, and actually the pit is mostly the monster. We see his incredible escape, and Waid really does this very well. He manages to use Daredevil's abilities in such cool ways that, I don't know, we don't often see. And every issue features one of these, you know, cool-ass moments, which really makes it exciting. Then, of course, we have this battle between the Mole Man. I've never seen him fight anybody before. He's actually kind of dangerous. And, of course, they fight in this crystal cavern, which should blind people, but, hey, they're both blind, so that's not a problem for them. Now, without really giving anything away, the ending is really emotional and very touching. And what Matt does, what he does to resolve this is just really creative and very thoughtful to those that had lost people, as well as saying goodbye to his own father. Forcing the Mole Man, punishing the Mole Man really in quite an interesting way. Wow, what a great book. This is fantastic. Really, seriously, why aren't you buying this? This is 5 RAM chips. Buy this book. This is the best Marvel book. This is better than any of the DC books. Get it. Daredevil. 5 RAM chips. Now, another Marvel book that's quite good. A versus X. Zero. And that's Avengers versus X-Men. Of course, if you haven't heard, there's going to be a big crossover this year over at Marvel, and it's going to be Avengers versus X-Men. And it's gotten some people excited, some people are fairly indifferent about the idea, because frankly, they have done this before. X-Men and the Avengers have fought. But I think there was actually a miniseries of Avengers versus X-Men. Actually, there was like Avengers versus Fantastic. There was Fantastic Four versus X-Men, which actually, frankly, I read that, and it wasn't really a fight between the two teams. It was kind of a lie in a title. But I never did read the Avengers versus X-Men. But there's a new one coming out, and there's only 2 lead characters of this. It's split in half. The team, by the way, is Brian Michael Bendis and Jason Aaron, and the artist is, let's see, is Frank Cho doing all the work here. And it focuses on what we assume are going to be the 2 lead, most important characters of this story. It's the Scarlet Witch and Hope. And let's see. Their stories actually do kind of mirror each other, and which makes this. You get the feeling from this issue that that the impending war between these two super teams is going to be kind of a little more important than just simply, I don't know, somebody wants something and blah 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 and the usual kind of shit. It seems going to be. It seems that it's not going to be very superficial. Of course, we all know Scarlet Witch not only fucked up the Avengers, she fucked up all of mutants everywhere just a few years ago. It was by Michael Bendis' lead beginning story when he first jumped on, and where, you know, Scarlet Witch had basically gone insane. She had a few times before, but this was a really bad circumstance where she nearly kills some of the Avengers, and I think maybe she did, actually, I can't remember. But, and then she erased mutant powers throughout most of the world, leaving a few hundred left to rebuild. So she is better, and she's come back and says, "Hey, I'm okay." And on the encouragement of Miss Marvel and Spider-Woman, beautiful, beautiful artwork here in you know, the first scene where they're battling Newt Gingrich. I mean, Mordok. And after they defeat him, they decide, hey, you know what? Maybe it's time we bring you back to the Avengers Mansion. We all love you. You're a founding member. Everything's great. And then they bring her in, and the Vision ain't having it. He's still very upset and very hurt. After all, he was ripped in half during that. You know, I frankly don't blame him. I would have, even if I was a robot android thingy, I'd probably still have, you know, a difficult time forgiving after that. And he basically reads her the riot act and tells her, "You're not welcome, and we're not trusting you again. Sorry." And it's kind of hurting his android feelings to say that. But that's kind of where we're left with her. And then we jump over to Hope, who, let's see, Scarlet Witch wants to rejoin the superhero committee, and Hope wants to join it for the first time. She's sick of being stuck on the island of penises. She's having a difficult time just avoiding the world and wants to be part of it. And of course, Cyclops and Emma Frost, you know, are scared for her, and scared for the world, and scared for all mutants, and scared for everybody. And, you know, they're trying to do their best to, you know, keep this locked down, but, you know, obviously she's a young girl who wants to go out into the world. So there's a lot of tension there. And this issue follows her kind of in reverse, like going out and kicking the crap out of some bad guys. So wow, this is going to be, if this is any indication, this is probably going to be a really well put together crossover. And yeah, every year I go, no more crossovers, fuck this. But this one really does have a really good one, at least as far as what I can tell. I'm going to give this 5 RAM chips. If you're Avengers, if you're an X-Men fan, definitely do recommend checking it out. Maybe even if not, I think this is, you can pretty much jump in cold and pretty much get what's going on here with this issue. So I highly recommend it. Anyway, push the button, Lindsay.